Hello, fellow watchers and enjoyers. Ash and
Podcast.
Piggy here from Watching Walford, bringing you WHODUNNIT, the Who Killed Lucy Beale podcast. It's episode number 2, and obviously this is the lovely little excuse to go back and watch EastEnders 2014 to 2016, because at least for me, it's a pretty good time in the show, especially that 2015, 2016, 2017 period. Kind of a bit of like a golden era in my brain. This isn't a podcast because we don't know who killed Lucy. All right, we do know who killed Lucy. It's just an excuse to go ahead and watch it back and hopefully incentivize a bunch of other people to go, oh yeah, that's what fucking happened. Yeah, go on then. Let's just join us. Rewatch 2014. It has been very fun so far. But just for introduction's sake, today's episode are going to cover the biggest storylines and takeaways from week 2 of 2014, nearly said 2024. All the episodes covering from the 6th of January 2014 all the way to the 10th of January 2014.
Yes, you heard that here, folks. It's a 5-day week. I didn't know this until I read a comment section. Actually, funny enough, I read a comment section yesterday talking about the schedule, and there was one bloke in the comment section going, "Are you guys going back to 5 days a week?" And I was like, "EastEnders never been 5 days a week." So I was reading the thing, and I was going, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, I guess
Friday.
It was just because obviously, it didn't start off as 2 episodes a week. Then I went to 3, then I went to 4,
And then I went,
and then it went to 5 somewhere in there. I honestly,
And then I
I
went back to
prefer
4.
it being 4 personally.
Yeah,
well,
4 is the.
It can be 5 when it can be. Keep it 4 when we're doing videos on the episode, please. Don't make it 5. We want a day off in the week because we're fucking lazy.
But like it is fun to go back and look at this. It's fun to see where characters go and how we get there. Like,
And
obviously,
even characters' origins, right?
yeah, obviously, you're going to hear a lot of in jokes that we make from previous videos, like the Fat Boy's the greatest character of all time,
Yeah.
no doubt about it. So if you don't like us taking the piss out of that guy, I'm sorry, but it's just funny because we're watching Fat Boy after hearing this guy talk about Fat Boy, how he's the greatest character, and I'm looking at Fat Boy like, you know, like how like a son or like a very strict father, why aren't you getting A's in your exams? You're only getting B's. I'm like, come on, Fat Boy, why aren't you the greatest? Come on, Fat Boy.
Just, Fat Boy, you've been talked about like you're the greatest fucking character known to man, and everybody loved you. Why the fuck are you just mid?
Exactly.
Just
That's how I
funny.
feel about it.
Yeah. I suppose just to tease and give people a reminder of what actually goes on in this time. Last week, or whenever we released the previous one, we took a little break in between. I wasn't feeling too hot, so apologies for the missed episode. But I mean, it's already out of order with a fucking year. We're already a month behind. We're not really gonna cover it fucking at the same time. All right. Last week, Ronnie killed Carl White, who proceeded to leave the country, go to Ibiza with Roxy. Mick and Johnny had a really good heart-to-heart where Johnny finally came out as gay. What else even happened last week? I don't even remember at this point.
The Carters arrived basically and took over the show. Kat had a little Mick Foley bump.
And
she fell off a chair.
She was getting twins. And there was another one that we're not going to remember. I think it was
Peter
just 3.
And Peter and Lola had something.
Yeah, they got back together.
Yeah, and this is a continuation of that this week. And we're going to be a month behind, so when we're in October, we'll hopefully be in November in real life. And then hopefully when we go to December...
As much as I'd love to say, we'll just watch like a month of EastEnders. Nah. Nah. Even just watching the 5 episodes, I'm just like, you know what, I'm good. You know, this was fun. It was very fun. And I do implore people to watch it, because it is a good time in the show. Not going to be like, well, we're watching a month, Piggy. Get ready to take notes, boy.
I mean, if you told me to watch a month and then you'd come back and review it, I'd do it, no problem. But
yeah,
there would have to be some motivation there.
Yeah, nah. We already have a lot going on, and we're only really just easing ourselves back into the schedule. So,
But
not taking on that responsibility.
But one thing I do remember from was, roughly be 10 at this time. I remember having just bought 2K. My dad just bought me 2K14,
Nice.
and I remember just no, this is the most simplest match of all time. It's one of the very first. It happens at WrestleMania 2. It's Hulk Hogan versus King Kong Bundy, or as he's legally known in the WWE now, Bundy, because we can't get the rights to King Kong. It was a steel cage match, and I remember so vividly. I couldn't get past that. I was just stuck there like, fuck this, fucking get. And then I remember that it happened a little more down the line, but I remember getting to WrestleMania 23 with Batista and Undertaker, and Batista kept whooping my ass. Yeah. And I just started smashing the Xbox like, fuck you, you fucking wanker, fuck you, Batista, fuck you. I was like, are you alright? No, I'm not. Batista whooped my ass. I remember I got racist at one point when I was playing WWE 12 and Booker T whooped my ass, and I was like, fuck you, you black. You're gonna finish that. I didn't call him the N-word, I called him the C-word. The memories as a child I have playing wrestling games, just getting angry.
The more stories I hear of your childhood, your childhood's fucked, mate. I had quite a nice, chill childhood, really. Well, till the dad died, obviously, but even then, so that was the biggest trauma. And yeah, this would have been after that time. But just to get people back on track, I see you all pulling out. Well, I'm going to bring you back in. The main storylines we're going to talk about are kind of stuff about the Jacksons, talking about David and Carol, their relationship amid Carol's cancer battle, and Bianca and Terry in the most boring game of Kiss Chase you've ever seen. Max Branning being a top shagger and an absolute prick at the same time. That's another story. And a question that you can start thinking about now. Take some notes. Who is Ian's true soulmate? An interesting question that I look forward to answering. And finally, what is Linda's fucking problem? Because, man alive, she just... You know, some people, like I personally, I'm a path of least resistance kind of guy. I like take things easy. I like take things smooth. I'll put in hard work, but if I can just get the easiest way to get through a situation, I'm picking that one. Linda is not that. But there we are. Those are the main topics, so look forward to that. This isn't like the normal podcast, though. We're not going to spend the first half an hour talking about us, but as is customary at this point. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Like I said, it was a bit of a stretch to actually fucking get watching it. I'm just like, oh bloody hell, I can't be fucked. But then we sat through it, even with the addition of there being 5 instead of 4. It was just like, it's pretty fun, honestly. Who knew how much good a break could actually do to refresh the mind?
Yeah. It's just it's fun when you look back at EastEnders, because obviously when you get to 2018, you're just sitting there with a smoke in your mouth, just like, oh no, Alfie. Just fucking Alfie, no. Just
yelling like he's smushing fucking cake on the carpet. No, that's a white carpet. Why have you done this, you fucking useless bastard? I just bought it today.
Because it's fun to look back at characters, but when inevitably the writer has a switch in their mind going, it's funny. Ian Beale, how he's a little shit weasel. Wouldn't it be funny if he just punched women? And it's like, he's a weasel.
Yeah, it's always a little like door, a or like a window in as to what's the time. Mr.
Yeah.
EastEnders, and
But
it's really funny. Like, I mean, we'll obviously we'll get into it, but it's fucking wild to see the characters that we now know for like more important things. Like, are they're floundering, you know? And some characters who are fucking annoyed at seeing now, they're young. They're fucking young. We saw
unless you're
Tiffany
Phil.
in these episodes, and Tiffany, look, I don't know if anybody else, I remember Tiffany when in 2008, and I remember Tiffany in like 2019. I don't remember Tiffany in fucking 2014. It's like, fucking hell. Looks weird. But it's a really fun way, and it's cool to build on some of the knowledge you already have. Like,
Yeah.
And that's a part of the fun. That's always really
It's
the fun with soap, in my opinion, is that pretty much everything you watch can kind of build into being something else. And that's the really fun part for me.
it's just when I see Alfie and Kat together, I'm kind of like scared. I'm like, no, you're going to do a spin-off show. It's not going to be successful. And then Alfie, I just get all giddy. I kind of start crying. I'm like, man, they fucking ruined you, Alfie. Oh. And then it's like Mick and Linda together, like, I'll never leave you, sweetheart. I fucking love you. And then it's like, oh, Max, come here, give me a shag. It's like, oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's you mourn where the characters went, but it's just a reminder that Linda, nobody liked Linda till this last year. Nobody fucking even in 2023, no one liked Linda at all. And it's just funny that obviously now she's become an integral part of the show. But obviously back then, she was like, you expected in the fucking coupling of Danny Dyer and fucking, or just Mick and Linda, you expect Mick to be the asshole. But it's flipped on its fucking head. And just fucking funny stuff. It's really good.
I just like to imagine, like, because Danny Dyer seems like a fun bloke to actually do a show with. Obviously not like I don't mean like in a reality show, but like a scripted show. Because he'd be there cracking jokes, but it's just when you don't give him a script, he's like, wait. Well, you fucking see, the thing about Brexit is they didn't really pay attention. I was like, Danny, what are you doing? It's like never give three people a live mic. One of them is Danny Dyer, because Danny Dyer is going to go on a rant for what he thinks is not cool about the country. Like, what's that rant he went on about that politician? He just started going on a rant about a fucking politician.
I mean, he was yelling about David Cameron.
Yeah, I know.
Which, honestly, in terms of actual like hot mic things, I mean, it's David Cameron, isn't it? He stuck his knob in a pig's mouth.
Oh,
classic Cameron. Piggy Cameron. Look, he's not that bad. Like, you're painting a picture like he fucking goes, like he says something unreasonable. He's just a clear like Cockney like East End fucking geezer. That's who he is. He's that through and through.
I wouldn't just give him a live mic, though. That'd be my one problem. I'd be scared of what he start going on about.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. He could do whatever. Fuck it. Be entertaining. Like, he's a showman. Even him now with his little mustache, which is hilarious to me. Because obviously he can't exactly change anything else about his appearance. So I'll grow a fucking mustache. All right, Dan. But yeah, all right.
Obviously Mick Carter is growing on me, but yeah, I'm just loving fucking Danny Dyer just going, whoa, no jam on the toast. What? Is this all we get? What?
Yeah, it's no surprise that he was like, yes, it did get old at the end, but also the beginnings were very fucking good. Like, you can tell why they thought it was a really big scalp to get like Danny Dyer in this role. Especially because they got to actually have him play someone who's not just Danny Dyer, you know? And that's probably the best part of the character.
Yeah.
But I like all relationships. At some point you get fucking sick And at some point we should just go, look, we just need some time apart. That is exactly what they needed. And that's exactly what he's done by leaving the show. So let's not spend
and then he comes back next
17
year.
hours discussing why Danny Dyer's great, but also a prick for some reason. Like, which we seem to do every single time.
It's
Because
just me.
I'm an absolute fucking... I love him. I love him deeply. Not Danny Dyer. I love him as Mick. But yeah,
And
it
he's
feels like
starting to
each
grow on
time...
me.
Feels like each time we're here, you're like, yeah, fucking Danny Dyer seems like a prick. I like his character. Oh. You've said this 17 times by now. We don't need this conversation again.
I just want someone to keep track. I want to see how many times it happens. I want someone to just fucking note down every time it happened, including the actual podcast that we do on Modern EastEnders. Because there's only two people that worm their way into an actual podcast when I'm involved. It's Mick Carter and Dirty Dan. Good old Leslie Grantham.
Piggy's two favourite characters. But yeah, alright, let's get into the actual storylines. It's 2014 EastEnders, and we're starting by talking about David Wicks and Carol's relationship, and/or the lovely courting of Bianca and Terry, which is just... I don't know, Bianca is a character who I've never particularly liked, but even just seeing her a little bit here, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even that upset about her anymore. You know? Because there's no surprises with Bianca. She's a fucking unreasonable cow. But that's why she's great. Because, you know, look, soaps love the characters who can drop a one-liner, make a funny joke, do a fucking mean comment, and just slag people off. That's a part of the fun. It's an absolute great time. It's why Janine's been so successful. It's why Shirley's still around. It's why Pat and Peggy are iconic. All these characters that are there to simply react to things, and because they're such like fun little characters, they obviously react like no one else. Like, one of the best moments is the fucking Pat interrupting Janine's like Jewish wedding. And obviously the line is, she's about as Jewish as a bacon sandwich. And then all the audience just, oh. And Janine's like, what the fuck, Pat?
Oh, we love Pat here.
Just like in the audience, it's like that fucking clip of everybody like face palming. Just, oh.
It's a real shame we never got Pat Butcher interacting with Mick Carter.
Yeah, that is true. The timing was really fucking off.
Even if it was for a children in need, I would not mind, like a sketch, whereas like flipped reality.
Even then, so I guess we did get Mick and Peggy together, which was a good scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so yeah. And the main bit of this is talking about Bianca and Terry, because that's pretty much the bulk of the week. Bianca is unsure about Terry. Now, who is he? He is a bold... We thought he was Stuart for a second. He's just a bold lad. He's a bold lad with a family, who he doesn't see that often.
But his wife's obsessed with him. His ex-wife.
I don't necessarily agree, but like she's still interfering, which is what Bianca doesn't like.
Yes.
And it's this like fucking push and pull. It's the little looks here, the little comments there that kind of slowly get them to say, fuck it, you know what? Let's go on a date. And it takes a lot of convincing from both Kat, who's like, mate, a decent bloke who wants to take you out and treat you well, and you're telling him to fuck off. Like, come on, Bianca. And eventually Carol plays it coy, just like, oh well, I mean, if you don't like him, she's like, yeah, but I do like him, and it's like, well, I guess you know what to do then. Just teasing that fucking response out. Like, you will fucking accept this. And it goes tits up because they have this date, you know. Fucking Terry puts Top Gear on the TV that he was given from his ex, and he tries to have it all lovely. And
do you want to do a Jeremy Clarkson impression?
Not really.
All right.
But it's just fucking. Just imagine on a date and fucking Clarkson's on the TV. That'd be a red flag, anyways. So this is a Maserati expert, some shit like that. Take a look at the wheels on this. Oh, fuck off.
My favorite. I know it's a tiny tangent, but my favorite fucking Top Gear segment is just. I think they get Hammond. Is it not Hammond? They get Clarkson's car and they put on top of a cliff. And they just drive and it's supposed to stop at the end of the cliff, but it fucking goes into the sea. And Clarkson's just eating ice cream, and he looks over and he goes, "What's that? What the fuck is going on over there?" I don't know if that's Top Gear or the spin-off show they did for the Amazon Prime, because remember Jeremy Clarkson famously. Show. Yeah, because famously Jeremy Clarkson, of course.
I like how you just wanted a reason to mention that. Didn't you? Yeah. Obviously, people know that this. Yes.
But if you're an American and you didn't know, but there you go. And then obviously they got Joey from Friends to do Top Gear, and people just didn't like it because they were like, not as good as the three.
Top Gear worked well because fucking Top Gear worked well because of the chemistry between the three. So, yeah.
I do want to go back and watch some old Top Gear, but I'm afraid to.
I never really watched it, honestly. I was never a Top Gear guy.
It used to be on RTE2, and I used to watch it like when I was a kid. But it's just I don't know if it's aged well, if that makes sense, because obviously this jokes are from like 2007. That you're like, like there's a fucking Taliban joke in one of the episodes. I forget what it is.
Really bad. You laugh and then you feel bad for laughing. Just don't repeat the jokes. That's a really funny bit. I should use that. No. No. But, lock it in your brain, dickhead. Don't fucking use it.
But I guess I'll continue this little bit because I just want to talk about the next bit that happens. But basically, Bianca's like, "Where'd you get the telly?" And Terry's like, "Matter? Where did you get the fucking telly, Terry? Where did you get the TV?" And he's like, "Well, my ex was just upgrading her TV to a 3D one, and so I got the TV." And then she's like, "Give me my code. Give me my code."
I'm fucking
and he handed her. Yeah, she steals the remote, leaves, and then Terry's trying to watch some TV. I like to imagine he was trying to put 633 on, but he ended up at 8. Is it 8 or 933? Just ended up on the porn channel. He just ended up in the porn channel having a quick flick. And obviously Bianca stole the remote. She dumped it in the fucking bin at home. And I'm like, Bianca, I know he got a not brand new, but a used TV. But that shouldn't depict what you do on a date. Like if someone goes,
it is a bit unreasonable to do that.
Like if someone goes, "Oh, where'd you get that coat on my ex bought?" I'm not going to be like, "Oh, that gives me the ick." That's a red flag.
It's like, also because we saw him put all the pictures of his family like away. Like he made the effort to not mention them whatsoever. And
then Bianca brought it up.
And she brought it up exactly. You know, Bianca reminds me of. Yeah. You know that that video where the fat chubby kid's playing Monopoly and he's getting upset. And he's like,
I think so.
And then you have the mum who's like, "Go to jail! You're in jail!" And then the kid's like, "No, I'm getting angry." And then he like fucking waddles over and tries to smack the cameraman. Like, does that one? That old gem. That's who Bianca is in my humble opinion. She is that Bianca, fucker going, "Go to jail! You're in jail!" Just that fucking irritating, loud, obnoxious. I'm gonna yell at you now.
But like, looking, because obviously we're in hindsight of 2024, 10 years apart from this. It's funny because Bianca is coming back, but it is funny to see her in 2014 where she's just this woman trying to get with Terry, and then 2024 Terry broke up with her. And it's
yeah, they split 10 years on, which
but
considering like it's hard to believe that they were Endgame for the longest time.
But like you could have brought Terry back. Like I'd assume he's not that big of a contract guy to get. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
like Grant, I understand.
You need the story to change for Whitney to be involved, right?
Fair enough. If you're bringing back Bianca, bring back Terry, because you're not going to bring back Ricky, are you?
Yeah, but no. Yeah, but mate, you know. This is the first. I bet this is the first time I've ever seen Terry. Bring him back.
No, I've seen him over Christmas.
Yeah, but like, you're saying it like he's your favourite character. I don't understand why they wouldn't just bring back Terry. This boring fucking taxi driver.
Yeah,
like who are you bringing back? Are you bringing back Ricky Butcher or fucking Terry? Well, I don't understand. It's like this is gonna be your fat boy, isn't it? I don't understand. What they mention his name, so why is he not coming back? So who the fuck cares? It's Terry. Don't act like you fucking care for Terry.
I'm gonna. You know, like that Fat Boy Stan account where it's like, I just think Fat Boy's the greatest account. He might not have a lot of fans, but he did have fans. I'm gonna be that guy. Terry, like he's the greatest character. He had all right. He didn't have fans, but he did have fans.
Why didn't they just bring back Terry? Just all right, Terry. Cheers. Been a turkey lately. Fucking hair transplant and all.
Wait, did he actually get a hair transplant?
No, it's the joke that you're Terry.
Oh right. Oh, fair enough.
Because literally nobody else wants the character back except for the actor, probably. I
just like to imagine, like, you know, when they were announcing the news that, what's her name, Patsy
Palmer.
Fucking Patsy Palmer is coming back. I bet Terry, the actor, is just sitting there with a can of beans, just sad alone in the flat. Just, could have been me. Could have been me. And then everybody hurts starts playing in the background. It's like, everybody hurts sometimes. Just eating his beans. Just sad and alone.
Fucking hell.
It's like, how do I imagine he reacted to the announcement?
I'm just wondering how we've gotten here. We spent 20 minutes talking about fucking Terry.
It's Terry. We all love Terry, don't we? We all love him. But yeah, this leads to Bianca getting a change of heart, and basically coming back to Terry, handing him the remote, and then Terry's ex-wife shows up. I can't remember her name.
Nikki.
And Piggy shows up, and she's like, "Well, I'm taking the kids to Lapland," and it's like, "All right."
Don't know what. All right, why she's brummy.
I didn't know I was doing a Brummy accent.
I'm taking the kids to Lapland. All right.
All right, done. Love a packet of walkers. But yeah, and then Terry's like, "No, you're not. They're going to miss school." And that's pretty much the end of it. And no, it's not actually. Sorry.
It's not.
Terry goes, "Oh, you want to come to the engagement party of Denise and Ian?" And Bianca's like, "I'll think about it." And then Carol's like, "Oh, you going to go?" And she's like, No, I'm not. And then she has a sit down with Morgan and Tiffany. And Whitney's like, "Oh, you got any chewing gum?" And Tiffany hits her one line like, "Oh, who's this boyfriend?"
No,
and then Bianca,
who are you snogging then?
And I don't know why this is important, but it's important to me, so that's why I brought it up. Bianca then obviously goes to confront Terry, but David set him straight and basically said, "Bianca does not want you.
Stay away."
But Bianca does find Terry. Yeah, and then Terry basically accepts Bianca, and then we go back. Bianca's running home, and basically she goes, "Mom, Mom, you in there? Mom, Mom. And she goes upstairs, peeks open the door, and fuck you. I'll do what happened. David then just comes in the shot like that, like, how's it going, mate? Fucking pumps her man.
Well, I mean that's what anybody wants, right? It's two parents together at last. Nah. Yeah. So, and just basically, David smooth talked to saying, "Yeah, I'll be here throughout your entire cancer scare, Carol. It'll be alright. Everything will be fine. You know, I'll be there for you." And then they have a cheeky pump, and Bianca finds them in bed together. But I think we've talked more about Terry than anybody ever has in his time on the show. So let's just move on to the next topic. That being the Max Brannan stuff.
No, do you want to talk about Bianca and David?
No.
Or not Bianca and David? No?
I mean, we already got through the bulk of it. They're now together, kind of.
Oh, no, I just wanted to know your thoughts.
I mean, it's alright. It's not my favourite couple, I won't lie. Not my most preferred couple. But I don't mind Bianca as much as I thought I did. So ultimately, I think that's a success. There we are. What do you think about David and fucking Bianca? Since you love Terry so much.
You mean Cat?
Well, whatever I said. Whatever I said.
Don't worry, I fucked it up as well. Don't worry, I just hanging you out to dry. I don't mind David and Carol. It's funny seeing David because I'll always bring it up. But hopefully, when we get to Christmas time in real life, or like October when we start recording Christmas videos, we can watch Christmas 2013. Because it's still one of my favorite scenes. Where like he's just walking around the shop, and I thought the kebab shop was going to explode. And he fucking gets ran down, and then just grabs Janine and brings her back to the house. Just, give me the money. That's all I know for David, and pretty much he's trying to win her over, and he won her over because Carol is scared and alone because she's cancer. Yeah. And you do feel alone when you have cancer, I'd assume, because you don't know who to talk to, and
it does. It just yes. But for a second, I was like, yeah, because I've had cancer. I'm so sorry. Sorry.
I don't think I had cancer.
It was just like, yeah, because you know, when you have cancer, you don't know who to talk to. I'm like, what the fuck? Hold on. So something you're not telling me, mate. Obviously not a joke. Horrific fucking condition. Shouldn't happen to anyone.
Well, I mean, there's blood coming out of my poo, so I don't know, mate.
Sorry?
I can't have bowel cancer.
Yeah, carry on, mate. You made it weird. Keep it moving. Don't just sit on it, all right?
So what's the next topic?
Let me just say one of the most awkward things I possibly can. Move on. Nah, just gonna chill on that one. Gonna make everybody think about it. Right, what's even going on here?
I don't.
Spend 20 minutes wanking off Terry.
This is why I love this podcast. It's just unhinged. It's like the fucking ECW podcast. It's just unhinged. But yeah, what's the next topic, if you don't mind?
The next topic is Max Brannan. This week obviously we see that fucking. Obviously, we'll talk about this later, but Ian's clearly in a pretty bad way, and seems like he's close to having a breakdown again, because he did have a breakdown previously, because everything got too much for him. I don't exactly remember why, but obviously there was that period where he became homeless, and fucking just everything went bad, and he had a breakdown, and Peter tried to talk to him, but obviously Peter's getting yelled at. Lucy tried to talk to him, and she went like, look, we haven't tried everyone. And obviously Denise isn't going to fucking know, because Denise and Ian have the most dysfunctional, disgusting relationship known to man, where they're not even each other's fucking fifth best choice. It is just like they fucking. It is like they just fucking threw a dart. Oh, Ian. All right, got it, Ian. Hey, Denise. Yeah, let's go, boys. And so Jane makes a reappearance, and because Peter went, look, he's struggling. He needs you because ultimately, and we'll get onto it later. Jane and Ian are much better together than Denise and Ian. And that's all I'll say about that for now. But as Jane goes to leave, she bumps into Max. And fucking Tanya and Jane, best mates, tell each other everything. So Jane kind of lets it slip, like, yeah, Tanya's actually with a new man now, and he actually treats her right. And then Max is like, what do you mean? Because obviously in Christmas, I think Christmas 2012 is where they're like, oh yeah, we're back together, family Christmas again, finally built the trust. And then Kirsty fucking storms on in. Kirsty storms on in, says we're not divorced, or we're still together. I lost my baby. And then Tanya says, fuck this. I've had enough of this shit. Because Max pumps first and thinks later. That's his motto. So, fucking, now that he's been rejected by Tanya again, he immediately goes, hello, Kirsty. Come here, give me a kiss. And they have a shag, they have a bunk up. But Kirsty wants Max to be there for her, It's like, oh yeah, we're back together, we love each other, that's who we are. And Abby and Lauren are just like, oh, fucking hell, I've done it again. Jesus Christ. Like, the jackets on the table and the kitchen table, they're trying to eat their fucking breakfast. Ah, bloody hell, Max, you've fucking done it again. Then Max like, what? Yeah, of course I did it again. You didn't tell me that your mother was seeing someone else. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, Max. And he immediately, as soon as they leave, fucking Kirsty's like, oh yeah, round two, Max. Come on, we can be as loud as we want. Now, usually to Max, this would be like well, if I get zip, let's fucking go, baby. Because Max is obviously not fucking interested and was just feeling hurt and alone. He's like, oh yeah, I've got to go to work. And then through the day, you just see him be like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Why did I do that, man? Why did I do it? And it all comes to a head where Kirsty makes this fucking, chicken dinner. And, chicken and white wine. And Max he's looking for any excuse to just kick off. Literally, if... You said you were going to hoover the floor. You didn't fucking hoover the floor, you little bitch. I can't trust you now. Can't fucking trust you now. I can't trust you to do this. I can't trust you and my kids. Get the fuck out of my house. Get out right now. It's like, what? I didn't say I was going to hoover. Yeah, well, you fucking shouldn't have. It's like, sorry? Because they're having this fucking dinner. And Max is obviously annoyed because he doesn't want Kirsty there. And then she's like, oh yeah, it's nice chicken. It's like a chicken, I don't know what the fuck it was called. Basically, it's chicken with white wine. And so he's like, Lauren's alcoholic, you ungrateful piece of shit. She could relapse because of you. Fuck off. I think you should leave. And it's like, Max. And then because she doesn't get the message, he fucking just launches the plate at the wall, all the mash stuck. Abby's sat there just like, it's so unreasonable.
Abby is me in that situation.
It's so unreasonable.
Ash, you were saying how your Christmas didn't go well.
Yeah.
you had the interaction with the boss man. You should have fucking done that. You should have done that. Instead of lobbing at the wall, he's like, he puts down the dinner. You're like, all right, everyone sits down, you say grace. And then he's like, I fucking hate your dinner, boss man. Bosh! And just smashes it into his face. And enjoy your fucking match.
It's so unreasonable to do. But it's also, I didn't realise, I forgot how mardy Max is. Like, Max is so broody. He's just such a prick. And this obviously ends with Kirsty being like, oh, we not together then? Well, you know, pay up. And then he goes, yeah, right, here's 20 quid. Rent's due, pay up, here's 20 quid. Cheers, Max. Always the romantic. And this pays off as Max finally kind of realize, like, he finally, like, shuts her out and he says, fuck it. Or she says, fuck it. She gets a fucking red Audi, presumably from the car lot. Fucking nicks it, says, you know what, Max? You may have been thinking of Tanya the whole time, but I was thinking about someone with hair and muscles and not a tiny penis. And obviously Max is embarrassed in front of everybody outside the Queen Vic. And she fucking revs that engine, takes the ring off, fucking launches it behind her. She sets off in a red Audi, and I don't think Kirsty's ever seen again.
I don't think so.
And, yeah, last appearance, 9th of January 2014. She had 6 duffs. And fucking, I mean, it's just a poor thing to fucking, like, how on earth are you supposed to fucking deal with Max Branning? He's such a mardy bastard. Yeah.
I do want to say also, Shirley has a conversation with Kirsty when she's sat down sat down at the fucking at the park. It's not even a park, and like she has a convo with Phil, and Phil just ignores her. Phil says something, and Phil has a conversation with Shirley, and Shirley has a conversation with Kirsty, and then Kirsty pretends to be drunk to Max, and then she goes, Shirley, I was messing. And then that's when Max sits down, and she's got the red car, and is about to drive off. She's Roy the racing car. Great TV show, Peter Kay, great actor. But yeah, so it's fun to see how Kirsty leaves, because I think we seen her introduction at Christmas 2012, the unreleased the unreleased Christmas episode. Petition if you want that. We just
didn't record the reactions, did we?
We didn't, but if you want us to do it again, we can do it again. So I can hear the I'm Derek Brannon.
Who's the man?
Who's the man, Cat? Who's the man? Who's the man? I don't know why he's turning into John Laurinaitis. Paper power. But yeah, it's like I'm loving Max because I forget how moody he is. I forget how of an asshole he is. He's not an asshole, but
no, he is. He's an absolute prick. I love him. I love him for it, but he is a prick, isn't he?
He only thinks about 3 things: money, sex, and taxes.
Getting money, getting pussy, and the Dewey Decimal System. There we are. Cheeky Bo Burnham there for you. Classic. The Max Brannon to a T. I saw it's also at the dinner. Lauren's like, "Oh, I sold two cars, Max," and he's like, "Yeah, well, why the fuck did you do that then? I told you not to do anything. I hope you fucking not do anything." And then he spirals it into just yelling at Kirsty for no reason.
I hope Max on this journey with us through the yesteryears of EastEnders is going to be nice and bumpy.
I mean,
and not nice.
It doesn't go well for him. I won't lie.
Obviously, we all know Christmas 2017 with my dad snoring his head off, and then no, Abby, no, Lord. No, no. Alright, thanks. But yeah, that just turned me around because I was like, yeah, Abby was the grey one to kill off. Now I'm seeing why Abby was not. Because for context, I watched Christmas 2013, obviously. And so I seen Abby like talking to Dottie. No, not Dottie. Is it Dottie?
What, in 2013?
No. Poppy. Shit, Poppy.
Yeah.
Poppy. I'm confusing the two. Sorry. And like, and I see her being a great like, niece or no, not niece, granddaughter to Dot, and I said, oh, and like it's so wholesome. And also Dottie, just or not Dottie. I fucking keep calling her Dottie. Poppy. He's just making an appearance, and I'm the one Poppy fan. Like, yeah, there we go. Bring her back. She was the greatest character. Done nothing wrong. She had a lot of fans. Most fans hated her, but she had a lot of fans.
But yeah, it's I don't know where the fuck you want me to take that bit. Just leaving me out to dry. Fuck you. Stop saying shit that I can't add anything to. I don't fucking care about Dottie, Poppy. I don't care about either of them. Fuck them. They're shit.
You leave Poppy out of this. I tell you what.
And yeah, I don't really need to continue my I absolutely adore Abby Branning. And I look forward to seeing her slowly develop into becoming Max's daughter. Most definitely. And it's messy and it's ridiculous. It's fucking fantastic stuff. I look forward to getting there. But I'm not looking forward to... I'm glad we don't have to cover her death because I don't want to cry tears on the podcast. I will, if we get there. We still got 2 years to get there first, yeah. All right, let's move forward to who is Ian's soulmate. As Ian is on the precipice of a mental breakdown, still struggling, and continues to struggle. And he's not really confiding in Denise, as, let's be real, it's a loveless pairing. They do not fucking care about each other, and Denise is looking for any reason to fucking not be with Ian, and Ian's looking for any reason to desperately hope that Jane comes back. And she does, as mentioned before. Jane comes back, they share a very, like, I care for you, I hope you're keeping yourself together, It's important, I still care. And obviously they have a lovely little scene, and Ian's sad and crying because it's all shit. It's all gone to shit. And, it's the family unit that Ian always wanted, right? The only issue was that fucking Jane couldn't have kids of her own because Stephen shot her in the chest. Classic Stephen. Barely mentioned now, anyways. But regardless, Jane's back, and Denise kind of is like, shit, this is a bit weird. She's flirting with one of the lads. I don't remember. She's flirting with both Fat Boy and the one that the bloke that Nancy was gonna marry, I believe.
Yes.
And it keeps going on, and Denise keeps flirting, and she keeps flirting, and it all happens until they get to the engagement party, where Denise says, "You know what? Fuck this. Hello, come here, fat boy. Come here, baby." Fucking. And they just, Ian's making a speech about his wife. This one, it'll be the last one. It will. Trust me. It'll be the last one. If I can find her. Fucking Cora Cross walks in, the old woman, just like, "Oh, yeah, nothing happening here, Cora." And then she just looks at Fat Boy like, "That's not your colour." It's fucking gold. Because he's obviously got lipstick on his cheek. So, I'm not saying literally any reason for Jane to come back, but It's fantastic, and that kind of angles us towards our more interesting topic here. Is who is Ian Beale's true soulmate?
Just quickly want to mention that Ash pointed out to me, and I pointed out to Ash. We both pointed out to each other that when Bobby interacts with Jane, he has a higher pitched voice, and we obviously went, "Wait, hold on, that's not fucking Bobby Beale," because obviously we know the current one, but at the time, because we obviously know the murder one, and we just went, "Yeah, he's been recasted, hasn't he? Yeah, he's going to be recasted." So yeah, just a brief note on to say that because Bobby's delighted to see Jane, but for me. Because it all comes down to what time you started EastEnders, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if you started in the 80s, it's obviously going to be Cindy. In the 90s, Cindy. The 2000s, it's going to be Jane. And the 2010s, it's going to be Jane. And then it's like the 2020s, no one.
Cindy again, kind of.
Yeah, Cindy. I personally prefer Jane. I prefer Cindy to be with literally anyone. Because you know it's going to end bad. Well, because she does it.
I don't know.
She can never love him, if that makes sense.
The way I describe Cindy and Ian's relationship is Cindy always wants more than what she can have. But Ian's comfortable, you know? Ian's not going to surprise her. He's not going to do anything to fuck her life up. But she always wants something a little bit more. Something a little bit more exciting. It's why she slept with David Wicks, like, all that fucking time ago. And it feels like it's always destined to repeat itself. Because Ian and Cindy are they're very similar to each other. And they probably are perfect for each other. It's just that Cindy's never really resigned herself to just being with Ian. It's never good enough for her. But yeah, I do think that Jane is the soulmate, for sure. And that's why I look forward to... You got to imagine, in the build-up to the 40th anniversary, you got to imagine that Jane's got to come back. Like, 10 years anniversary-ish towards the Who Killed Lucy stuff. Feels like Jane has to come back in some form. And just have a big, like, fucking, you know, who is Ian's soulmate as a storyline.
I always think it will come down to Jane, but again, how I feel it is like I'm not going to name the showrunner. It's like some showrunners are like, why do I get no views? And then it's like because you're streaming the same game. That's how I feel about Cindy. Cindy's like, why does Ian not surprise me? It's Ian Beale. You're not going to get fucking a fancy dinner out in the town. It's Ian. He's a cheapskate. He's not going to do that. He literally complained about that food that Mick and all the lads did for them. Like. Ian's he's a streamer who's like, why am I getting no viewers? Why is nobody commenting? It's like because you're a small channel and you're just doing the same game, and it's like okay, Ian, and like Cindy always wants to be that big person, you know, but you can't be that with Ian.
Wants the extravagant life, wants the luxuries, wants the But
she got
Ian
that.
will try, but. So it'd never be enough.
I do.
And even in this current iteration, obviously, like, Cindy's true love is George in current day. That's who she really wants to be with and was the man who was everything to her. But it was, like, her own actions that also led for her to never be with him. But yeah, it's always... It's what I suppose it is generally what I'd love to see for the Ian, Cindy, George, and Jane stuff. Because I can't imagine Jane sticking around that much. I can't lie. She seems like she doesn't really want to come back at all. But there would just be a lot of very good, like, there'll be a lot of good stories to tell out of it.
I do.
Yeah.
I just, it's just you know, like even in 2014, Cindy is currently with George and I that we know now. Obviously, in 2014, she was dead in people's eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though she is alive, that we know now she was alive. Which is going to be interesting when we get to that scene with Ian Beale where he walks into the Queen Vic, and we can just, I brought it up before, where we can just go, oh, look what's there. It's obviously not going to be there because in 2014 they didn't know, but looking at it in hindsight, yeah. It's just, I'm a Jane fan. What's this song by Starship? Jane. Whenever she walks in, I just imagine the Jane song playing. Just Jane, can't you see it's all over? For me and you. Just imagining Ian rocking that on at 3 a.m. on his little acoustic guitar. Just come on, Jane. I love you. I fucking love you, Jane. And Jane's like, but yeah, fuck Cindy in this podcast.
I do like Cindy as a whole. I do like the character. But yeah, Jane is probably Ian's true love, ultimately. Who do you think is Ian's true love? Tell us in the comments.
And it could be Denise, if you want to comment. If you want to be a bit wanky about it, it can be Denise.
Someone's going to say Jean. But yeah, let's finally move towards our final topic, which is aptly titled, What is Linda's fucking problem? And the problem is that Johnny's gay. Ultimately is the problem. And she doesn't want Johnny to be gay. But obviously when she has to describe it, she kind of angles it a little bit like different. Like, oh, it's not because you're gay, it's because you're my little boy, don't want you to get hurt. But it does take the whole week for her to even get remotely close to even acknowledging the fact that he may like men.
There is some great scenes like out of this. So obviously they're opening a gay nightclub. I think it's a nightclub, a gay club. And obviously Shirley is like, Shirley makes a joke. What she make? I'm gonna wear my sparkly tights, something like that. And me and Asher both buckled because like it's so nice seeing Shirley be like a cocky, like one-liner woman, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's so nice to see Shirley just having a good time. Because there's been a lot of shit in the last couple of years where she's just been crying all the time. Like, it's nice to see. Like I said, you can see why the Carters, even though most of the family didn't stick around, you can see why Shirley became. You can see why they wanted to, like, build a family around the Shirley character. Because this family unit, as much as most of them never really amounted to anything, like, Nancy did fuck all. She had the cool stuff with the character. As much as Lee still had his big storyline, but not much else. Johnny recast a third time. Like, the actual kids didn't do much, but the family unit as a whole is really fucking good, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's so nice to see, because obviously I always say, like, my favourite characters are obviously Dan, sometimes Mick Carter, and obviously Shirley, because I just love Shirley. Because I'm Tina at this point in time, not when she gets into 2021 and gets assaulted, or gets punched out by Ian and then just dies. All because Mick couldn't save her. But apart from that, Tina in this time period is great because there's a scene where it's a fat boy and some other bloke are like making fun of Billy, and then Tina's like, yeah, he's got a huge cock though. He's great at sex. Huge cock. Great at sex. Like, just how I imagine Donald Trump would talk about himself. Just imagine him going, huge cock, great cock, biggest cock I've ever seen. Just imagining her turning into Trump. Huge cock, big cock.
Fucking hell. But you're not wrong. Yeah, it's just the family, the Carters as a whole they're just a really good family, and it's a shame that none of them really worked out, But I am glad that most of them aren't, like, none of them are dead, really.
Wow.
So at some point you can reunite the family. Once, maybe the actors have gone and done something else, or the writers have realised how important this family unit is, find the right Johnny. Because it has been pretty much a mission to kind of separate the Carters from Linda, because she has to stand out on her own. and she has to bring in the knights. But, like, it's important to, like, at some point they will be reunited, and it'll be really glorious and really good.
It's just I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I just don't think they should have killed off Tina, because I know there's not a place for her, but I do. There is some quirks of having a quirky lesbian on your show.
Yeah, like she does. Well, it's the main issue is that she outgrew. I don't necessarily think she outgrew the role, but she just kind of she outlived her use in a really cynical way. Like, because at some point Tina just kept being Tina, and at that point you just go, "Oh, great!" It sounds like I don't want you to be the same fucking character for the last 10 years. For fuck's sake.
Obviously to me, another great scene is obviously just Johnny is confused about his sexuality. Obviously, when you're like 19 and you're figuring out who you are, basically.
Yeah.
In your early years as an adult, from 18 to about 28, 29. You're still trying to figure out. You're young, you're stupid. You know, you might say something racist on Twitter and then regret it in 10 years' time. You know, it's what you do when you become a young adult. And basically, he's confiding with Whitney, and he wants to prove that he's not gay, so he just kisses her. And Whitney's
it's the most forceful, uncomfortable kiss I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, and
he looks like he's trying to fucking search for nuts in her fucking lips. He's trying to suck that bad boys out.
Like a fucking vacuum. Oh yeah, I'm loving this because it's nice to see how like Johnny evolves and then becomes Leatherface. Obviously, as Ash told me, he becomes Leatherface.
Yeah, the actor plays Leatherface in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre prequel, and it was a twist. It was a fucking twist, where instead of being the fat guy with learning difficulties like you would expect Leatherface to be, it's him, who was supposed to be normal and not weird. But nah, he's Leatherface. Okay, cheers. Great.
Other scenes before we get to the final scene, it's obviously Masood. I think it's Masood and his brother
AJ.
Are like TJ
AJ.
are like having
AJ.
Oh, AJ. I thought it was TJ. AJ, like, obviously they're having interactions, and like AJ's like, "Oh, I got a job up in Birmingham, sorry." And AJ, and like, she's like, "Go and take it." And then obviously their mother dies, and he's like, "You're not gonna leave us to unpack. Like your mother did a lot for us."
Well, he's trying to get out of going. Is the point?
Yeah, he is.
He's trying to be like, you know what? The family life wasn't all good. I don't want to go. And Masood's obviously, like, you know, in Asian cultures, family's pretty fucking important. And obviously Masood playing the part of the elder brothers, like, you know what this means. Like, if you don't go, you're fucked. You know, like, family. You know, what does family mean to you if you don't go to your mum's funeral?
Yeah. Obviously, I'm going to have that argument with my brothers and sisters when I don't go to a funeral. Isn't that right, brothers? Oh, see, they all responded. But it's lovely to see, honestly. And then, obviously, AJ, and I said TJ again, AJ, like, rethinks about it, and he starts crying. And he's like, I'll be there. I'll be fucking there, because I'm the man. I'm the man. Who's the man? Who's the man? He's fucking having a self-talk to himself. And he gives,
Tamwa.
Fuck, I already forgot his name. Tamwan, his disc, his fucking disc player, his handheld radio, basically. Even though it doesn't play radio. It's not. It's an iPod. Oh, fuck! I thought. Oh, I thought it was
2014. We're not in fucking. He's not passing on the fucking Walkman.
I I thought he had one of them, them handheld things you just put a disc in and you put your headphones on. I thought he had one of those.
It's
Didn't know he didn't.
2014.
Yeah, but they're 10 years behind.
I had an MP3 in 2007. Probably not. But yeah. Point being, I just you just missing all the details, and I'm like, oh, who's this guy? AJ, TJ. It's like, oh, AJ, what TJ? You said TJ. I was like, oh, for fuck's. You not listening to what I'm fucking saying.
Just wanted to bring up them scenes because I enjoyed them.
Yeah,
even though I can't remember the name.
It was a good scene.
Also, as pointed out, that I got confused because I thought Tamwa was gay because I thought he was the son of Masood, but he's the brother. And I'm like, fuck off. He's the son. He's the youngest looking. He actually.
No. Tamwa is the son.
Oh, he is.
He's not gay. Masood has multiple children.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm amazed you didn't even get it then, because I even tried to make it as basic as possible. Like, look, fucking Saeed is the gay son.
Ah.
But I say, doesn't fucking listen to me.
Off my own world.
But, oh yeah, I'll explain this. Piggy'll understand it. Nah. Doesn't pay attention to me. I'm the knowledge.
Acknowledge you.
Yeah, I think I'm mostly tapped, honestly, mate.
But this ends, obviously, there were just some scenes I want to talk about. This obviously ends with Linda, where Johnny's like, I'm going to move in with Whitney because clearly you don't love me, man. And and Nick's like, you better have a fucking talk with him or else we're all going to go to bed. Fuck off. I said, talk to him. And like, she has a hard heart with him. Like, you're my little sandwich. Sandwich. I love you.
Did she say sandwich?
Yeah, because it's not what she calls him.
Sausage.
Yeah, it's not what she calls him. Oh, you're my little sausage. I love you.
Sandwich.
I don't have a problem with you being gay. But I'm not homophobic.
It's the whole thing of like, I can't protect you. I can't protect you if you're like, now by being gay, you open yourself up to a lot more hurt that, if you were straight, you wouldn't have to deal with. But ultimately, it's not a fucking choice, is it, Linda? Doesn't have a fucking choice. He likes penis or he likes fanny.
Like he could love a man with a fanny. Like, you never know. Like, let's be honest here. But so we see Linda and Johnny embrace. They start hugging, and like we think, oh yeah, Mom, make me my special cocoa. And Linda obviously goes to make the special cocoa. And Nick's like, yeah, we're a happy family. He's fucking jolly. He's happy with himself. And then we see Linda just holds Johnny's little shoes, when he was a premature baby to keep his feet.
Yeah, just crying.
A little cry.
Just fucking crying. Because,
and that's what we end on.
She wants to be like, oh, it's fine, but it's not fine. And she's clearly still struggling.
And she's like, Johnny, you're hot chocky. And obviously we will see over the coming months how she reacts. And from what I gather, it's going to be a long, bumpy road. But I guess that's the end of...
The end of...
Oh, okay.
It just...
you just start laughing.
It's been slightly cutting out, and I was just like, that was a very sudden pause. And that is the end of... I'm like, what the fuck? What? But yeah, those are the storylines and the takeaways from the second week of 2014. The build-up to seeing Who Killed Lucy. As always, this is, this isn't a thing to replace the show. This isn't a thing to avoid against looking at it. This is an excuse to say, fuck it. Let's just have a watch of 2014 over again. Because it has been good fun, and it does create a lot of interesting parallels, because now it's been 10 years since this stuff aired. It's been 10 years. The characters 10 years ago, 10 fucking years younger. Some of them are having the most prominent storylines of their life. Some of them are fucking afterthoughts and could have honestly been replaced at this time. It's a very weird thing to say. And I suppose, finally, because I've just remembered that this existed, the one thing that's really fucking wild to me, and no one's going to care about it except Hollyoaks fans, is at this time they have fucking Warren Fox. They have fucking Jamie Lomas, who plays Warren Fox, who at this point Phil Mitchell is a fucking imitation of. They have Warren Fox in EastEnders, and he's not playing Warren Fox. You know? Why would you not have him play the character that he's famous for playing? And you even have fucking Luke Morgan playing fucking Danny Pendant or some shit, Just a bisexual chancer, which is cool enough in its own, but also just not using the talents you have available, do you?
I just want to briefly say that we do. Do you want me to run through them?
Sure.
So we have WHODUNNIT.
Oh wait, do we do awards for this
under? I believe so. Yeah, I believe we did one last week.
Fuck them. Mostly because the internet's cutting out dramatically, and it's not really a succinct conversation. It's like, statement, pause, cuts out, don't hear anything. But yeah, who the fuck knows? No awards. The awards shall be back. I don't know. I think they're fine for the actual podcast, but not for this one, because they're just shit anyways, let's be real. We do the awards because of the awards. They're never any serious award. They're never a genuine marker. We're not tracking them. They're just a dumb way to say, yeah, it was pretty good. But as a whole, as a week of EastEnders, I guess, what did you think of it, mate?
What do I think of it?
Yeah.
Fuck the internet. It's shit in itself. What do I think of it? I enjoyed this week. Obviously, I got a bit loopsy with the fact there's a 5-day schedule.
Yeah.
And I'm glad this doesn't happen in 2023. Imagine we had to do this in 2023, 2024. One day is a Friday. I hope that dramatic came across. So yeah, I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed Linda and Johnny having not an argument, but a disagreement, because Linda doesn't accept Johnny, but Johnny really wants Linda to accept him, and it's just a thing that so what if you're gay? Doesn't bother us unless you're not spreading a disease. Why should it matter?
Yeah, because every gay man spreads a disease. Fuck you on, mate. Not fucking rats. Oh, fine if you don't spread diseases, said the fucking virus. Why are you fucking George Knight's dad?
No comment. I just got younger and fatter. So yeah, it's a fun week. It's just I'm enjoying this. I really am. I hope it continues. I hope it goes on for a long while. Hold on, I need to pause for a second.
Yeah. Okay. See, he's just dropping his ass, isn't he? You're just dropping your ass, aren't you? Fuck. What is this podcast, man?
Sorry, I don't know why, but I'm feeling very fucking garbagey. I was like, I better not.
You could have just went, oh, what do you think about the episodes, and then had it on the sly, not just go, hold on, excuse me, everyone, excuse me. Yeah, there we are, tremendous. Fucking hell.
I did it throughout the podcast, but you couldn't notice.
yeah, it's just. It's like all those clips where it's like, don't worry, I'm gonna hide this far, and then it's like, what's fucking hell, just drawing more attention to yourself. But yeah, I thought the week was good. It was a fun little week of EastEnders. I was not really looking forward to watching them all because it's just I'm not caught up on any soaps at the minute other than EastEnders. But I it was a good set of episodes. It was a fun way, make me like some characters a little bit more, and ultimately I don't know. It's a cool little timepiece. It's cool to build on the knowledge I already know, and just add more to it. But yeah, there we are. That has been WHODUNNIT, the Who Killed Lucy Beale podcast, episode 2. There shouldn't be a big gap in between this and next week's episodes. It should be coming out weekly from now on. We just had to take a little bit of a break to get some energy back, because honestly, if we kept doing it at the pace we were doing, it would be like, I'm not fucking doing the podcast right now. I can't. But hey, thank you for joining us, and as always, go through and watch 2014 EastEnders with us, because it is a lot of fun and it is a really interesting way to just look. Everybody, sometimes you just need an excuse to do something, and we are the excuse. So if you like the podcast, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and comment to make sure we know that you are appreciating it. And as a whole, if you want to go take part in the discussion, we do have a Discord server where you can go ahead and tell us what you think and suggest ideas. People have been talking about making the idea of doing an iceberg video, which sounds interesting enough, but would take a lot of ideas. And I suppose if people are really looking forward to that, pretty sure Soap Study's going to make one of those anyways. 90% sure. But otherwise, if you want to pledge to us in any monetary form, we have YouTube memberships, where it's basically like the Patreon, but not called Patreon. You get early access to videos. We have the Patreon, which is, as said before, monthly Q&A, Discord permissions, etc., etc. And we have a coffee, which is for one-time donations, if you want to just buy us a coffee and send us a couple of quid for our troubles. But as a whole, we've been watching Walford. And I've been Ash, and I've been joined by Piggy.
Yeah, and we shall bid you a farewell, a good night, and a goodbye. Bang. Bye-bye.